Hi, and thank you for joining me for a very short talk. A friend of mine and I were talking about all these experiences people are having in seeing the Prophet Muhammad, seeing Jesus, sometimes even seeing God in a dream. How relevant are these experiences, or how relevant should they be in our spiritual walk? Should they really mean anything? I mean, if God really appeared to us in a dream and he told us, this is the way, or Jesus appeared in a dream and he said, follow me, should this really be enough to get us to change our religion or the way we think or even our way of life? In my opinion, absolutely not. Even if God would appear to me in a dream and say, I am the Almighty Creator who made heaven and earth, follow me or follow the belief system that I'm instructing you to follow, I would say, why, God? Think about this, my friends. It's God's job to sell his belief system to us. In other words, he didn't just create us to follow anyone who claims to have power, because that really would make God no different than Zeus or Apollo or any other false god who also claims to be omnipotent, omniscient. No. What makes our God special is that he's the God of good ideas. In other words, he's the God of ideas that work. So, if Jesus comes to you in a dream and he says, follow me because I love you and I died for you, I'm like, yeah, that's all nice, but what are you offering me, or what are you offering this world that someone else cannot offer? Well, I think we Jews have an answer for that. The God of Israel offered us a belief system that included an instructional manual that, if followed to the T, could make this world better. Something that no other belief system can offer or has offered. And every other offshoot of Judaism that claims to be ethical nowadays is only ethical because they're built off of this initial ethical code which we call the Torah. So, what would I tell God if he appeared to me in a dream and told me to follow him? First of all, I'd ask him why. What does me following him, how would that impact this world? How will that make this world better? And for some reason, the majority of the people who claim to have these dreams never go into such detail in their conversations with their supposed deity or prophet that they claim to have met in this dream. The God of Israel would answer, I have given you an instruction manual that, at least at the time that it was given, was so ethically superior to anything anyone had at that time, that if people kept the laws in this book, the world would improve. And because I gave these instructions to you, this shows you that I care for you. When I hear this, it would make me care for him back and thus make me follow him. But not because he's God, but because he's good and he cares for humanity. A sillier reason to join a religion, apart from having some sort of mystical experience, is just because you happen to be born into it. My friends, if you are Jewish, Christian, or Muslim, and you profess this faith with a sense of pride, just because you happen to be born into it, please, it's better for you to leave the faith than use this as some sort of testimony or some sort of stepping stone that others should follow. How can you ever say anything against, let's say, someone born into an ISIS who continues to perform terror if you yourself never question what has been offered to you? No, friends, what we're advocating here today in terms of finding a path to follow is finding a path paved with good ideas that actually work, that actually make the world better, and not a belief system that offers empty promises that you could never validate. I mean, you could never validate that you have a share in the world to come, that Jesus in some way is securing some mansion for you. You can never validate that. I mean, you may walk around thinking you have this, but it will never affect anyone around you. It'll just affect you and fill your mind with hopes that may be false. But my friends, the Torah makes everything around us better if it's only kept. Not because of some claim that he died for the sins, past, present, and future, that you're ever going to commit in your life. That really means nothing, or for some claim to being some final prophet, that also means nothing. What means something is results, ethical results, what makes this world better, and the Torah is the only religion that fills that void. Because our religion actually begins with Torah, it doesn't begin with God. The only reason we know about God is through the Torah. And through this experience, we validate the Creator as not only existing, but ethical. So that's something that I wanted to give you tonight, something to think about. That we don't follow God because He's all-powerful or because He's omniscient, but we follow God first and foremost because He's good, and that's all. Because, friends, this is really an attempt to confront narcissistic religion. I mean, anyone who changes their belief system because Jesus may have come to him in a dream, or Muhammad may have come to him in a dream. First, let's explain how these experiences may have looked like. Okay, Jesus appears to you in a dream and tells you that I will save you from hell, you. I died for your sins. I mean, it's really just a personal experience, but it offers the world nothing. Regardless, Judaism does not base its claims on what the Almighty really can do for you. No, it's what we can do for this world by listening to the Almighty. In other words, if this Creator gives us bad advice and His laws do not make this world better, that, I think, is the main excuse not to follow. But, my friends, the Torah is a set of instructions that does not only benefit some men, but it benefits all men. And like I said earlier, that the offshoots like Christianity, Islam, could only claim to be ethical off of the back of Judaism. But Judaism is the first and ultimately the last ethical code that really cannot be improved on. And this is why, if you're looking for a more meaningful relationship, not just with the Almighty, but with your fellow man, I encourage you to consider Torah Judaism, which is really there to be followed because it works and it makes the world better, and not because of some power trip or what it can do for you by offering you all these celestial bailouts.
Für mehr Informationen über alles Jüdische, bitte besuchen Sie die Seite bejewish.org. Dankeschön.